For a long time, the internet played by one single rule. Your network was everything, right? But that rule, it's been totally thrown out the window. Today, we're going to dig into this huge shift from a web built on who you know to a web built on what a machine knows about you. I mean, seriously, just let that sink in for a second. What if all that time you spent, all that stuff you learned about building an audience, growing your followers, what if it just didn't matter anymore? Well, that's not some far-off idea. It's happening right now. And trust me, it changes the entire game. All right, so to really get what's happening now, we've got to take a quick step back and look at how things used to work. For, the first 20 years or so of social media, the rules were super simple. It was all about your network. The platform itself, it was just a place to keep track of your connections. And the engine driving this whole thing was what we call the social graph. You can think of it like a digital map of all your real-world connections, your friends, your family, your coworkers. And the whole point was to make that map as big and powerful as possible. The more connections you had, the more valuable you were online. Simple as that. And this is exactly what it looked like. I mean, LinkedIn is the classic example, right? You had to painstakingly one by one go out and build your network. It was all on you. Your success was literally a direct result of how much work you put into making those connections. And you know what? It worked. Man, did it work. Look at LinkedIn's journey. It starts in 2003, and just by sticking to this network effect model, it explodes into a $9 billion company by its IPO. It was proof positive that connecting people was the way to win online. For a while, this was the blueprint. Until, well, it wasn't anymore. And that's when everything changed. A whole new model came along, and it just completely rewrote the rules. This new thing, it didn't care about your friends list, it didn't care who you followed. All it cared about was figuring out what you wanted to watch next, even before you did. Okay, this table right here breaks it down perfectly. We shifted from the social graph to something called the interest graph. So instead of content coming from who you know, it started coming from what you like. You don't have to build a network anymore, there's zero setup, the value isn't in your connections, it's all in the algorithm. And this image just nails it. Look at the left. That's the old way. It's this messy, complicated web of people connected to people. But on the right, that's the new way. It's just a clean, direct line from you to the content. It completely jumps over that whole social layer. So, what is this new engine? It's the interest graph. And here's the absolute key difference. You don't build it. The platform does. It just watches you. It sees what videos you finish, what you skip, even how long you pause on something. It's building a map of your interests without you lifting a finger. Which brings us to this really powerful idea. We've got to stop calling TikTok social media. Because it's not. It's not there to connect you with friends. It's something else entirely. It's a desire engine. It's a machine built for one purpose, to figure out your deepest desires and then just feed you an infinite loop of them. Okay, so how on earth does a desire engine even work, right? How does it get so creepily good, so fast? Let's pop the hood and see what's going on inside. This right here, this is the secret sauce. It's called the cold start. Every single video, no matter who made it, gets treated like a tiny science experiment. First, it gets shown to a small test group, maybe a few hundred people. The algorithm just watches. Do they like it? Do they watch it all the way through? If they do, boom, it gets pushed out to way more people. If they don't, it dies. Instantly. It's ruthless, it's efficient, and it means only the best content survives. So how does it know if people love it? Oh, it knows. With terrifying accuracy. We're not just talking about likes and comments here. It's tracking your watch time down to the millisecond. It knows if you rewatch a video, if you loop it. It even tracks how fast you swipe away or if you hesitate for just a split second. These are what they call unambiguous signals, and they are pure fuel for this engine. And it all leads to this quote, which is just perfect. When you gaze into TikTok, TikTok gazes into you. It's not a window you're looking through, it's a mirror. And it's learning everything about your subconscious just by watching how you react. Okay, so what are the consequences of all this? Because when you fundamentally change how the internet works, it has massive ripple effects for absolutely everyone. Creators, companies, even the platforms themselves. If you're a creator, this is a total game changer. Look at the old way, like on Instagram. You had to build up followers for years to get your stuff seen. Distribution was all about your reputation. But on TikTok, forget about it. You just need to make one good piece of content. That's it. The algorithm does the rest.
It's why literally anyone can blow up overnight.
And it's not just creators. The platforms themselves are playing a new game. The old advantage was something called social lock-in. You stayed on Facebook because, well, all your friends were there. It was hard to leave. But on TikTok, you're not there for your friends. You're there because the algorithm is just so good at feeding you amazing content. The new competition isn't about who has the most users locked in. It's about who has the best algorithm, period.
Now, you can't have a conversation about the world's most powerful algorithm without talking about the elephant in the room. And that is, of course, that TikTok is owned by ByteDance, a company based in China. And because the relationship between companies and the government in China can be complicated, this raises some pretty big geopolitical flags for a lot of people.
And here's the core of the issue, really. The solution that's been put in place is that U.S. user data is now managed by Oracle, right here in the U.S. But, and this is a big but, the algorithm itself, the secret sauce, that's still developed and maintained back in Beijing.
So this all brings us to the future. We've seen algorithms totally disrupt networks. So the next logical question is, what disrupts the algorithms? And the answer might be this really weird paradox, where the very thing that makes a platform great could be the thing that ultimately kills it.
And Stack Overflow is the perfect case study here. It's the website every programmer uses. For 15 years, real people painstakingly built this incredible library of knowledge. And then what happened? AI tools like ChatGPT came along, trained themselves on all of that human-generated data, and started giving out the answers directly. The AI literally absorbed the platform's value and then bypassed it completely.
And that's the paradox right there. The better your platform is, the more amazing your data is, the more you're creating the perfect training ground for an AI that could one day put you out of business. Your own success literally creates the thing that replaces you.
Which leaves us with one last massive question about where all of this is headed. We just saw an entire generation of internet companies get turned upside down by one new idea.
So the question we have to ask ourselves is, can it happen again? Are we about to watch these all-powerful algorithms become nothing more than middlemen, bypassed by something even smarter, even more direct? I mean, that's the multi-trillion-dollar question for the next decade, isn't it?